Yeah, I mean, everybody we use today will be ready to go this weekend, with an exception of Ross. We'll wait until probably Sunday for him, but everybody we used out of the pen today, maybe with an exception of Hansel, will be ready to go on Friday.
Have you thought about who the Friday starter is going to be?
I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk with our staff yet. We'll announce that here shortly after we get a chance to discuss that.
Do you feel like this one can kind of be chalked up to a lot of games and a lot of days, and it's not exactly the most disappointing loss, or what was the post-game message like?
I think it was I think everybody in there agreed that was a game we should have won. I want to say should have won. We had every opportunity to win that game, and we just we couldn't put it away. Every time we scored, we gave up at least one run the next inning defensively. We couldn't put up a zero or after a score. I think that happened 4 straight times we scored, and they go back out and we can't put up a zero. It was a tough one, knowing that we squandered a good opportunity right there to take another game here and move closer to where we need to be. But we got to turn the page and get ready for Oregon, because they're going to be tough.
Anything you'd like today or even tomorrow that you could just harp on more going into Oregon?
Nothing that I haven't already, all year long. Just from a pitching standpoint, continue to attack the zone. Don't beat yourself. I mean, I think there was several guys today that were tipping pitches, and so that needs to be cleaned up this late in the year. We can't be tipping pitches this late in the year. Defensively, there was a couple miscues, mental miscues that were disappointing. Late in the game that we, those little things add up and lose you ball games. So, other than that, it's things that we've preached on and harped on before, and at this late in the season, we just got to keep fine-tuning, and hopefully we get better at that and play better this weekend.
Do you feel like something like the wear and tear, kind of 6 games in 8 days, come more on the mental side of things versus physical, or do you feel differently about that?
Tough to tell. I mean, I think mentally, yeah, it can be, but if these guys want to play at the next level, 6 games in 8 days ain't that tough. So at the end of the day, I don't really have any excuses or tolerance for excuses on mental lapses. That's just, these kids are young and resilient, and they should have a heck of a lot more energy than anybody else at this stage. So the mental part of it, that I think it has maybe a little bit of fatigue, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse.
The back end's been pretty reliable this year, Blake and Owen, but do you feel like you're still kind of treading water in the middle relief innings, trying to find a reliable path to get to those yet?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we're looking for that, for that guy to step up in those 5th, 6th, 7th innings that we can rely upon. That's what Jesse was so good at, Wayne Scott. That's why it really hurts to lose him. But, I've said it before, we got to have somebody step up. Somebody's got to put the ball over the plate and get outs in those innings, because those are key innings to get the ball to Piv and Owen late. And if we can do that, we got a good shot. And whether it's a starter lengthening out or whether it's a bridge guy that gets to him, somebody is going to have to start throwing the ball a little bit better than they are.
On that same wavelength, what have you seen differently than Bobich's stuff just from like last year to this year? It seems like he's just catching barrels every time he takes them out this season.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That one's a mystery. We're trying to figure that out and put him in situations that he can be successful. It just it's just not happening. Unfortunately, right now, the bite on his breaking ball is not quite there. That kind of late zip on his, even though last year it was still only 87, 88 miles an hour, just that he had that late finish to it, and it's just not seeing that right now. So, that's a guy that in the past we've relied upon, and that's a guy we certainly could use if we can get him back to form. But we'll keep working on that one.
Getting 9 guys in the game today, how much of that was, besides Ross, auditioning and potentially looking at how you're going to shape the bullpen and how you can kind of solidify a 1-2-3 going down the stretch and into the postseason?
You know, we're looking for guys, but at the same token, we were trying to win this game. This wasn't a dress rehearsal by any means. This was a game that we needed to try to win, and you know, we used the best arms we had available, you know, and it just some guys did okay and some guys not so much. That we have to, you know, we're going to go with who we feel are the best arms every day, you know, that are available. So again, hopefully most of these guys will be ready to go on Friday. That'll be ready to bounce back so we can use them on Friday if necessary.
Are you encouraged by Ross today, especially after last couple outings? I know it obviously was only 2 innings, but looked a little bit more improved, a little bit sharper. Is that something you kind of noticed as well?
I think so. I mean, just the fact that he came out throwing more strikes was big. You know, we all know about the last couple starts, just way too many walks. So, and falling behind hitters. And when he's the head in the zone, he's pretty good. He's tough to hit. So we just you know, take the positive out of that start today for him and build upon it and get him ready to go for Sunday.
Did you tell him to cut his hair?
I didn't. That was all him. So.
On the opposite side of that, offensively, 8 walks today, and it seems like you guys have sort of or your team has sort of tamed their approach from earlier in the season when you guys were kind of getting out of the zone. What has gone into that?
You know, I think when you're aggressive to strikes, baseball's a weird game. When the other team knows you're hacking early in the count at strikes, they're going to be a little bit more careful rather than just laying pitches in there, which ultimately gets you in better hitters counts and makes guys throw more pitches. So that's why we try to preach staying aggressive early in the count, and if it's your pitch early, let it go. And as a result, we're getting in better hitters counts. We had a lot of good hitters counts today that we just didn't come through in big situations. I guess if there was a takeaway, that would be it. A lot of 3-1 counts that we got big and popped up or missed. You know, 3-0 counts that I gave them the green light and fouled straight back on good pitches to hit. So, you know, we had plenty of opportunities to score more runs and put that game away, but we couldn't come up with the big hit at the right time.
Just kind of on that too, there were 12 men left on base today. Do you kind of chalk it up to maybe something about that, or getting balls in play but kind of not finding those holes, you know, in the defense?
You know, we hit some balls hard, but we also rolled over some balls when in key situations where we needed to, you know, stay the opposite way or stay up the middle, and we hooked some balls that, you know, the approach of against these guys was to, you know, they're a very good change-up pitching team, and we have to make sure we stay up the middle on them. And there was a few guys that tried to get too big and rolled over and double play situations where it cost us a little bit, and some guys got really big and flew out to the opposite field. So, you know, one of those things, a maturity thing that we have to stay within ourselves and stick with the approach, and I think we put up more runs today than we did.
I know you said you were hopeful that he might be able to come back this weekend, but do you have an update on Campos and maybe how he's feeling heading into Oregon?
He got a big treatment session today. We're going to bring him up there and see how that goes. So we're rolling the dice a little bit on a roster spot by bringing him up there, but I think he's important to our team regardless if he's playing or not. But I think there is an outside chance maybe that he gets in, but we'll make sure he's ready. Being that, you know, the week after that is no midweeks, and we have a full another week to recover before Stanford comes in. So unless he is really 100% ready, we'll you know, but I'm not going to rule anything out with him. It's worth the risk that he might be ready, you know, by Sunday or Saturday. If he is, then, you know, we'll think about playing him. If not, then we'll just start the hitting progression and getting him ready for the following weekend.
Would part of that be maybe getting him in a specialized defensive circumstance, or getting him a pinch hit, not starting him, but getting him in if there's a tight game late?
No, it would be if he's ready to play, he'll play. And, you know, he might, you know, he could maybe DH, because I know at least initially when he first heard it, it didn't hurt him as bad to swing. It just kind of hurt him a little bit more on the transfer to throw. So if we get to that point where he's feeling really good swinging, but maybe a little bit still feeling it on the throw, then maybe we would DH him at that point. But I wouldn't, if he's ready to play, I'm not going to wait to pinch hit him. I would put him in lineup.
So he would start or he wouldn't play at all?
Correct.
Has the pain level right now to the point where, like, if this were like a regional, he'd be playing? Can't play through it, basically.
You know, it's obliques are so tricky. It's not like it's a bone bruise or something that you just kind of rub some dirt on it, toughen up, and play through. It's one of those that if it's not ready, it's just going to keep aggravating and putting it back to square one. So I've had several of those, so I know how difficult they are. They're frustrating because they're not excruciating, but you can't play with them. And so it's best to just try to let them heal up. You know, I suppose if this were the championship game of Omaha, he'd probably be in there and you wouldn't be able to keep him out, but he's not going to be his full self right now. I think he's getting close, but he's still not quite there.